Hello, hello. Happy New Year to you. I hope that things are off to a great start and you are ready to take on this year and be totally legendary in 2023. That is what this year is about. Last year, I know for me and so many others, it was very much about reclamation, remembering, and really coming into who we're meant to be. So, cheers to you. Cheers to the start of this new year and all that's ahead of us. Today, our topic is going over achievement attachments. This is something that is so prevalent in especially the online space, and what we're facing as entrepreneurs is really being targeted at some level to what our fears are so that we can achieve. And I want to set that right with you today. I'm feeling very fired up about this, and I'm excited to be in this energy with you and share this energy with you because it's something that I'm really passionate about restoring in you this idea that everyone is telling you the one thing that you need to be successful. And I am here to tell you today, hear me loud and clear, that you are the only thing that you need to be successful. You've just forgotten that. You have thought that you had to go and learn something, add something to your business, learn this new strategy, do this new marketing tactic, and then you'll be successful. There's that tricky and then. We have to start internal. We have to start looking at ourselves within, because if we keep adding things, if we keep complicating things, we take ourselves further away from ourselves, further away from the point, which is to serve and lead our customers and clients to the destination we know is possible for them. And when we are taken away from ourselves by thinking that tactics, strategies, and all of those things are what's going to make us successful, we forget that we are the thing. We are the secret sauce. And so today we're going to reveal to you these attachment tendencies that we all have, that marketing easily plays to, these fears, so that you can start understanding what's happening and start understanding that you are the one that you need. You are the thing that you need. And when you can start tapping into your true innate power, then you can use whatever strategy and tactic, but you're able to actually be empowered while using it. Instead of thinking it's going to fix you, instead of thinking it's going to solve you, you're already whole, complete, and worthy and wonderful. You don't need something else to complete you. You need to learn how to package you and sell you to become all you're supposed to be, because that's what you're supposed to teach your clients. Okay, so that's what we're going to dive into today. So the 3 achievement attachments really is a compilation of what I've seen most often with the clients that I work with. They are the things that I myself hired coach after coach to help me through. And yes, today it's going to be high level. If you want to carry this conversation further, comment below, DM me directly, and let's dive in, because 2023 is all about being legendary. And you cannot be legendary without totally reclaiming yourself. And you have to start seeing the way to yourself so you can return to yourself, be empowered, package whatever it is you want to package, and be able to be of service. So let's dive in. So there's 3 core things that I see most often that I want to reveal to you today, that are really the 3 things to be aware of, right? These things that we're attached to that drive our achievement to, and really the desire to achieve. So if you look at achievement, what I want you to think about is we all have this desire to achieve, right? We all have this desire to be better than we were yesterday. We have this desire to win. We have this desire to succeed and move our lives forward, right? Whether it's financially, whether it's in our relationships, whatever area it is, we all have this desire to evolve, right? That's the gift and the curse of humanity. So we get attached to certain things that fuel why we want to achieve. And what I want to do for you and really have you wrap your arms around is this idea of, if you can switch the paradigm to you fueling your desire versus external reasons or factors fueling your desire, it is going to be such a game changer, because what you do is you come from a place of completeness versus trying to get something. Okay, so the first attachment style, or rather the achievement attachment, is this desire for love and belonging and to please. So what we can do, especially as high-performing, successful entrepreneurs, is we can want to please, right? We want to be liked, whether it's with our clients or team, and that can drive why we're achieving. It can drive what we do, decisions that we make, and what it can create is really a lot of chaos. And that's what we want to unwind today, is really noticing where you might be behaving this way. Notice where you might be achieving or doing things in your business because of love and belonging, whether that's safety driven, whether that is your desire to please and be liked, be accepted. But if you can unwind this and come home to yourself, and instead of achieving for love and belonging or to please and getting attached to those things, actually flip the script, flip the paradigm. What I mean by that is belonging and loving yourself first. The way to arrive there is to see the truth. And the truth is that we are conditioned not to love and belong to ourselves. We are conditioned that the external world is how we achieve that. And that is where the attachment is created. We're attached to those conditions. And so what we do is we do so many things based on external circumstances that allows us to become attached. If we do things from an internal state, there's no attachment because we're whole. We're complete, right? We're coming from the place of, I'm showing up in my truth, in my authenticity. And you get to show up in your truth and in your authenticity. There's no attachment. There is no trying to belong with you, because I am moving through the world belonging already. But you first have to see the truth, which is we don't feel like we love ourselves. That's the truth. We don't feel like we belong. And so we join masterminds or networking groups or certain things that give us that feeling. Now, I want to be clear here. I absolutely am in support of doing those things, but do those things not to get something, to get belonging, to get love, to please. Do those things from a whole place, and you first have to see that you feel incomplete. That is the truth. It can sometimes be painful to see the truth, but when you shine a light on anything, it no longer can run you, right? You've brought it into the light. So that's the first attachment. The second one is a focus on what's wrong. This is another way we have been conditioned, that fight or flight that we all have, the curse and the blessing of, right? When we're in fight or flight, that's caused actually by a valid circumstance, right? There's actually a reason to be in fight or flight. That's different than what I'm talking about right now. What I'm talking about right now is we have a constant attachment to focusing on what's wrong. Because if we can focus on what's wrong and be the first one to focus on what's wrong, we prevent pain and suffering. But the problem is that we're using that inappropriately. We're using it all the time. We're using it when things are going amazing. We're literally going, okay, when is the shoe going to drop? When is the bad thing going to happen? So I can prepare myself so that when the shoe drops, I'm not disappointed. But the truth is is that there's just a fear there, right? And so if you can see the truth, that's going to reveal to you how to start living in this empowered way. So focusing on what's wrong can be a really dangerous attachment because we're completely unconscious to it because of our conditioning. We have learned how to deal with the fight or flight. It's just a part of our brain. It's a part of our nervous system. But the truth is that it's running us. And so to be empowered, you have to first see that truth, right? That you're constantly looking for what's wrong, even when you're achieving your goals, things are going your way, things are moving along at the speed you want them to. There's still a part of yourself that's focusing on what's wrong. To be able to return to yourself and to your true power and really understand that you're all that you need, you have to eliminate these attachments, because these attachments make it easy for you to be swayed that you're incomplete, right? Think about it. Marketing is going off all the time telling us, when you take this strategy course or this mastermind, I'm going to teach you the 5 steps to be successful because you're not enough as you are right now. That is the communication that we are receiving. And so it's validating the fact that there's something wrong, that we're missing something. And so when you can understand that this is playing in the background, you can come in an empowered state and be able to choose whatever tools, courses, or masterminds may help you build what you want to build, but you're coming from it knowing that you're the secret sauce. This is just adding to your business. This is just adding to the element. The third attachment, the third achievement attachment, is not enough, or thinking there's something to prove, thinking you have to be different. And I touched on this as I was transitioning from the last point to this one. Not enough is, gosh, what plagues so many of us, especially high-performing women leaders. It's something that we really struggle with. It's something that I know I struggled with for a long, long time until I could come to this place of seeing what was going on behind the scenes. This attachment really shows up and drives so many of our decisions and can be quite dangerous, because when you constantly feel like you're not enough, or there's something to prove, or there's something to figure out, that drives decisions where you make a lot of knee-jerk decisions. You can do things that aren't necessarily well thought out, and it can drive you to, again, do things to get something. That's what all 3 of these attachments have in common, is you're making decisions because on some level you're missing something. You're making decisions because on some level you think you're going to get something. And that is really where I want to lead you to, is seeing that you're whole and you're complete, seeing that we have been conditioned to believe the opposite. And when you're willing to just get curious and you're willing to say, okay, I know I've gone down this road for this long, right? I have believed that I'm missing something, or that if I do X, then I'll get love, belonging, and I'll be successful. If I do Y, I'll finally have the money that I want to make, and then I'll be happy. Or I'll finally have the money I want to make and I'll be free. Whatever the and then statement is for you, look at the attachments. Look at how you are attached to whatever it is you're pursuing. I have distilled this down to 3 of the most common things that I see. But for you, it may be another variation, right? Whatever it is, the message today is, what is your attachment to achievement? What does achievement mean to you? What stories do you have playing out, whether it's conscious or in your subconscious, about what it means when you do X? If you can identify 1 thing, 3 things, what you're going to see is you're going to see that you're attached in some way to the outcome, which means you are not free. You are a prisoner to the achievement. And I don't know about you, but after being a prisoner myself for a long time, I want to be free, right? I want to be liquid, fluid with what I'm creating and it not define me, right? Our achievements and who we are in the business world, so much, they define us so much. And in 2023, my goal for you is for you to be free, for you to be free, and that your creations are just added benefit, right? They are your creation because you want to create them. They don't necessarily define you. And so being able to see your attachments can help you discern really why you're doing what you're doing and help you step back into the driver's seat so that you're not doing things unconsciously to get something or think you're going to be complete once you get there. You're doing things for the love of it, the beauty of it, the creation of it, to leave your legacy, to make the impact you want to make, versus you're going to be complete once you get there. Newsflash, you're complete. You have everything that you need already within you. You just need to remember you've forgotten because all of our lives we've been distracted. All of our lives we've been conditioned, and it's time to return home to ourselves. And starting with seeing the truth, which is where we always want you to start, allows you to first see the truth of where I'm attached, see the truth of what is blocking me from returning home to myself. And attachments are a great way to start. So take this information and evaluate your attachments. Evaluate where you feel like once you do something, then it will be ... And this week, take time to write those down, reflect on them, and be willing to get curious of how might this be a distraction? How might I be confused or looking at this incorrectly, where I can actually start creating and achieving without attachments? There doesn't have to be a because or an and then anymore. I just get to create and achieve because I want to do it. And that's what I want my legacy to be. So think about this, and I will look forward to seeing you same time next week on Truth Thursday.